checking that everything is up and running. A lot of icons going on here. So things aren't going great in the town of, I forget what it's called. It's got some scary as hell name. Just checking everything's up and running. Give me that unified chat. Okay, and chat is on. All good watching. Let's get back to it. So, it's a nice town, but everyone's dying of starvation. And they seem to be dying mostly because they're not sharing. Like, we've got all these fields full of food. This was an issue I feel like I had with Frostpunk as well. Sometimes people were so diligently doing their day-to-day job that they would die of starvation. But they were just working so hard at it. I actually had a really lovely moment in that game where everyone in my colony was dying of starvation. Getting to the point where I was like, I'm going to have to give up and just leave this behind, and I kind of turned it around, and at the very end there was one person left who was starving, and I couldn't work out why they were still starving, and it's because they were working as the person making the food. And although that's impractical as hell, if you're in a village full of starving people and you're the one needed to make the food, eat some food, man. But I love the idea that this person was self-sacrificing like this. Now, this house now has pumpkins. It's just this house which is without food. Everyone's without tools. That is an issue. Okay. Willow, as is so often true, on logs. It's not shocking if I don't do very well with this first attempt, but I'd like to work it back. We're down at 14 people, but that's not so few. Oh, he became Zakenzil. What an incredible name. So let's have a look at the oh guys, please eat. I'm wondering if these guys are pointlessly working these fields by the end of summer. Like, can I get multiple harvests in? Or should I just be giving that up as lost? Also, are these guys gonna eat something? I'm gonna look up some tips. Oh, actually, no, I don't want to. I'm really torn at this kind of point because I am slightly losing for reasons beyond my control. But at the same time, I reckon I can pull it back. Maybe I want to be the one to do it. I want the pride of fixing it all. So there's a pear harvest that will come in soon. I see. I think orchards maybe take a few years to come to fruition. So Noreen is about to be. about to be an adult, and when that happens, I think I'll make her a builder. I'm going to take one of these farmers and make them a builder. I just don't think they're doing anything. Noreen can also be a builder. Oh. Okay, so Gerhardi came over here for a moment to do a tiny bit of building, and then he left. Hey, if you just dropped in, we are playing Banished. This is my first time playing, and everyone is dying. It's about to be winter. I have 15 adults in the colony, and no one has any food in their house? Oh no, these guys... So no one's sharing, is the issue. These guys have 100 pumpkins and 11 peppers. And these guys over the other side, oh, they've just got 11 pears. It's all they have to live on. These guys are rich in food. People have been dying in this house. And everyone around them has a ton of food. I just... Like, you know, the rich get richer, but this is... These guys have 130 pears. Which, to be fair... sounds like really boring food for the whole winter. Because I have 120 pumpkins. But at the same time, it is food. Like, to be fair, I'm the one messing this up. I am not. I'm not creating enough opportunities to get these guys food, and at this point I kind of don't know where to invest my efforts. Like, another thing that they're suffering from is no one has good tools. So I feel like I have to keep the person who does the tool making. We do have a lot of firewood. And some logs. Please. Somebody put food in these people's house. Okay. Gerhardi, are you going to come and finish this building? I don't really understand what's happening with this building. People are just walking up to it, then walking back. Like, all the materials are basically here. We're a bit low on logs. And I'll admit that this toolmaker could be closer to the iron. Oh, hey, you've born a child into this cruel, cruel world. Where do they live? Simmer. Simmer lives here. Yeah, these guys will probably survive the winter. These guys will definitely... It's hard to work out exactly how much people eat. I think they eat more than 13 fish over the course of winter. God, these guys are just living a nice life, like... Which one of Darrett and Chorus is just not really getting it? I think maybe one mistake I've made is that there maybe should be a farm per house, such that each person is their own farmer. Because I think people are basically being greedy with food here. Picking up resources, it says. But she's a forester. So I'm liking that the orchards seem to produce twice per year. Or at least a little bit more than once per year. People are pretty happy. It's still above freezing. They might even finish building the gatherer's hut. Try a different camera angle on the whole thing. Maybe that'll make it all work. So I'm keeping the tool shortage kind of constant. It's all going a bit Bronze Age collapse. Have you have some food for winter? Okay, I think I basically believe that people eat eat one food per day, each person. And they maybe don't care what that food is. Who do we think has the best life here? What would I want in this situation? I think I'd want... I think I'd want quite a lot of... I'd probably want a bit of everything. Like, that seems like the least bad situation. I think I'd want more venison than fish. I really like peppers. I'd have a lot of peppers. Peppers seems a rogue choice, though. Look at that. Only 5 people without proper tools to do their job. Even built a gatherer's hut. Right, let's get someone to gathering. Four tools. 3 tools. Never has there been a more successful toolmaker. Clothing there. Does anybody have bad clothing? Also, how are we doing on firewood? We're still completely full on firewood, so we kind of overdid it on firewood. How are we doing on these guys not starving? We're not doing great on these guys not starving. It is a pleasant late autumn, though. Cold, but sunny. Weirdly ominous music. Three people don't have tools. Is that about to go down? Is that... Is Tomiya? Tomikaylee. Where she's... Oh no, that's from his name. Hey.
Hey, streaming?
Yeah.
Hello, stream.
Streaming, but for YouTube mostly. People coming and going. I'm playing a game where you start as 5 families in a wagon. It's called Banished, and there's no kind of story behind it, but there's a sense of being very remote American frontier, and it's harsh. Like, a lot of my village have died of starvation. There's a winter coming and I'm not sure we have enough food. And we're close to the point of kind of collapse, where actually there aren't enough people to keep the basic needs of everyone going. People are getting quite old and might die of old age, and their children are young, and it could all fall apart, basically. Hey, bud. How was your day?
Oh, it was fine. It was just full of administrative dullness. But that stuff is done. Well, we'll see. I'm sure Samantha will come back with some bullshit.
Samantha, if you're listening,
Please don't come back with some bullshit.
yeah. Samantha, don't come at us with that bullshit about the receipts.
Don't. I have the receipts. I have the power. And yet...
I've managed to spend basically all day watching one episode of Orange is the New Black. I don't know how it lasted so long.
Yeah, how was Guy?
Good. It was at.
I brought tea for Guy.
Oh, great.
Hit me with that phone coaster.
Good use of an iPhone. Maybe everything's going to be okay. It's early winter. It's not started snowing yet. It started snowing now. Let's see how much food everybody has. These guys have 28 fish to last them through the winter.
Oh god.
These guys have 16 fish. That's not enough.
This is really bad.
These guys are living it up. That's alright.
Winter's pretty long.
Alright, I'm going to take a couple of people off farming and put them on gathering. Because that feels like...
Hunting baby.
Can you still gather food in winter? I've been playing on slow just to kind of work it out, but, you know, we'll see what happens. Early winter. Someone had a child, so that's good. That's more mouths to feed. Could somebody just give birth to a full-grown skilled worker, please?
How about a full-grown, like, pumpkin?
Yeah.
Some kind of edible stuff.
So there's a little bit of food in storage, which I don't really understand. Oh, there's all these roots. Oh yeah, I love eating some roots. Oh yeah, berries and onions. God, I should...
It's springtime.
It's springtime
Did
and...
I make it?
Oh, no, it's just sunny winter.
Oh, I see.
It's not snowing anymore. But yeah, it turns out I should have been gathering more. Got tons of food. We don't actually have tons of food. These guys are terrible. Oh, they've got food now. For ages, the whole rest of the village was fine. Like, these guys had hundreds of venison and hundreds of pears, and these guys had like 2 fish and kept on dying of starvation. I was like, ask your neighbours. Like, I know about pride.
Oh, I think even with pride, would ask neighbor for onions.
Yeah, would ask. I've been having... Apparently stream can hear this, who cares, because I'm on the internet. Been having a lot of realising that I've got really pathological fear of causing harm that is not sensible, but actually ends up causing some harm. Like, I've been thinking about my working relationship, and I'm like, oh my god, I must not cause any harm in my working relationship, so I won't communicate with my advisors or take, like, time to work things out. Living with the mental health. I'm like, don't worry. I'm just a turtle dog and turtle type.
Turtle type.
Yeah,
Pig type.
pig type. Oh, so this one, she's fine, but
Did she encounter another dog?
she encountered some other dogs, and she just is very
Yeah.
defensive, particularly around like off the leash, happy dogs running about.
Yeah. It's a difficult situation.
I took her to Hot Numbers, and we went through the cemetery, and I just realised she can't really have any leeway. She's just not that kind of dog, really.
Which is fair. She's actually, I think, in her regular life never had that kind of leeway.
Yeah.
Things just sticks pretty close.
And I don't know if she's maybe really just trying to do a thing, like be helpful. I don't know where her helper dog instincts kick in. She's completely become a her in my mind. All dogs we look after can be hers. How do we feel about that? They're all hers and they're all called Bud.
That's what I've been calling her too.
Yeah. Also because her owner didn't want her name put out there on the internet. To give some context to this conversation, we look after people's dogs, like as a side gig.
They're all good dogs, but some of them are better dogs than others.
Oh, strongly agree. 1. This current dog, we are working up to liking her.
Oh, I do. But annoying though.
So as the record will show, because I tweeted it, I now believe that all dogs are some combination of turtle, pig, or goat type.
1.
And she's very pig type. And I have only medium patience for that.
I think we can tell immediately which dogs are turtle and pig type based on which dogs you and I like right off the bat.
Yeah.
And if neither of us are sold, or both of us are sold, that probably means it's goat type.
Oh, I like goats though.
Oh yeah, me too. But are you goat type?
Now the guy who was emailing me about the fuel cost is like, it's right to simulate it from geostationary orbit.
Wait, can you explain? I didn't really read this email, to be honest.
So more contextualizing for the internet. I don't know if it's useful for me doing this.
That's not how you say it.
Someone has been emailing me about the fuel costs that it takes to get to the space line, and they're insisting that you've got to go to geostationary orbit first, and then they're calculating the fuel costs from there, which is just wrong, and that's fine. People are allowed to be wrong.
Oh, they're calculating fuel costs from geostationary.
Yeah.
Okay. I think this is probably based on the wrong, although understandable, assumption that fuel costs will add linearly the way Delta V does.
Or that you have to go via geostationary to get to the space line, which you really don't want to. That costs more. It is possible that I'm missing something about operational. God, I should have been gathering this whole time. Gathering is great. We have loads of food. No one's going to die. We have tools. Some children might even grow old. It's starting to warm up after winter. This is all good. How are we doing on firewood? Got loads of firewood. Okay.
Oh, is everybody happy?
Yeah. I'm gonna put someone teaching in the school.
Oh yeah. Get that homework.
Because otherwise the children are doing nothing.
Can't have a bunch of useless children just sitting around eating.
That's exactly what we don't want.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just another one of those people who kind of isn't thinking it through, but believes that they have something vital and important to say. But we need to stop letting bother me, because...
Yeah, things are not right. I say, having forwarded you this email, because it was bothering me.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to answer it.
I feel like I picked up on that and kind of answered it from that place.
Might be.
Also, some people are lookable up, but a lot of people, their email addresses don't tell me anything about who they are. They're not ac.uk or edu addresses.
It's
They're
probably
not like...
just some person.
Yeah. Like some of the really nice emails I've got.
You say that as though academics are just some fucking people.
But
Which we are.
yeah. But like I got a really nice email from someone who was like, "Oh, I'm a biologist, but I think this is cool as hell. I have a question." I was like, "Yeah, I'm happy to answer your question." It's really hard. There's a lot of questions I want to answer with the stop and take time and think about it. Like, it's not obvious because nothing is obvious, but if you just take the time and you let it kind of sit and move around in your head, I think you'll probably get it. But a lot of people, when they ask me a good question, I can tell, like, oh, this person's capable of getting this, and I probably can't tell them the answer because they're not looking for the answer, they're looking to understand the paradigm of the question. Which is a cop-out in explaining, but they're kind of not ready for the meme. And I can't prepare them for the meme.
Especially over an email.
Yeah.
Just don't work.
Why are there no students in this school? There's a teacher in this school. There's a teacher who's busy not chopping wood. Oh, turn that back on.
I'm gonna sit back here and chill for a few minutes.
Go for it. So, I was about to say we survived the winter. The winter isn't actually over, but it's 8 degrees. Everyone will be fine. Oh yeah, here we go, early spring. Let's get these gatherers as farmers. Do I want all of them as farmers? I feel like I do. Oops, lost the job thing. How many tools do I have? I have some stored tools now. Guess the blacksmith could be farmer? I guess maybe these guys just didn't like any of the foods that were there before, because they're all about fruits of the forest. I wonder if I have to worry about goods perishing. Okay, I don't know why, but people aren't going to school, so let's just turn that off. I feel like I just gotta wait for children to grow old. So, let's speed this guy up. If I can stockpile a lot of food, and then I can maybe think about changing my habits a bit. Just says the food reserve is low, but there's quite a bit. So these guys seem to wait until proper spring to start planting. People are having more children. You still think the food reserve is too low? We're doing a firewood. We're halfway through a firewood. Food reserve is really okay. So weirdly, oh there we go, food reserves is down to 0. Let's check on how much food people actually have in their houses. Loads, 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 loads. These guys have a nice selection. feel like I maybe want to start thinking about hospitals. Things like that. Eventually I want a marketplace there, but that's not really very soon. God, there's the possibility of fires. Just needing to worry about people's happiness. Just a lot going on. Okay, the harvest has come in. We have a ton of food. Why have you stopped? Materials are not available. You can probably stop being the blacksmith for a bit then. I'm going to make you the woodcutter for a bit, so I don't want to run out of firewood. Okay, that immediately failed. Hey, we actually have another adult. I feel like that person grew way quicker than the number of years they've been alive. What? Oh well, we have another adult. I'm gonna look at gift horse in the mouse. I'm just going to put lots of people on forestry duty. Whoa, whoa, we have 1,000 food. Why would you stop farming that? Oh, I can do this, can't I? And then reclaim. Three people. Stop making stuff. So there's an 8-year-old and a 7-year-old. Let's see if they're born before winter. If they become adults before winter. Have a child. And just tell them to chop some trees. What is those trees? It's too late for these, which means that I can reclaim another farmer who can become a gatherer. Two more children born. Get back this final farmer, who's also going to become a gatherer. I don't really understand when no one's going to school. Although, wait, there is the help thing. Yeah. God, I can just read this. Schools. 20 students. Oh! It's when they grow up. Cool. Everything's going okay. People are pretty much surviving. We even have 7 logs. There's a lot of children being born. Maybe a few less. Have a few less children, everybody. Also, a lot of people might die. How do I know how far you are through school? Silver firewood is low. How low is low? Ooh, ow. Okay. Bit on wood cutting. Well, in spring. Okay. Let's turn these back on. Yeah, by clicking work. Let's pull and cover. Blacksmith? Yeah. Okay. What do I want to build next? Question. This pasture does nothing for me, but oh well. Maybe want to keep chopping trees. I don't know if I keep closing these. I just certainly feel like they're disappearing all the time. I probably do keep closing them without thinking about it. I have 3 students. I have lots of food. I have almost no logs. I don't have much stone or iron, but then I haven't built anything in ages. I have enough firewood for another season. What would I like you to do? You can be 12 and be a student. Food reserve is low. I haven't seen that in a while. Doesn't seem very low. I don't have any gatherers at the moment. Stop tailing, start gathering. I feel like if I was these people, this kind of constant switching jobs would be terrible for me actually achieving anything. But you gotta do what you gotta do. Are these guys going to be in school till they're 15? I'm worried about these 40-year-olds. Basically, I think they might die. So we've got one person about to enter school, 2 people about to enter 3, 4 people about to enter school. One who is slightly too... The school wasn't open when they were the right age. Feeling pretty low on food this year. I definitely am the one who keeps closing this. I'm sorry anyone watching me continuously close the same window. I don't mean to. Six students. So the first generation of students is a real resource hole. Oh! 400 pairs. So, Hannah must be about to graduate. I don't need farmers anymore. So, gatherers, woodcutters, foresters. Not a huge amount of firewood. Kind of been assuming it's 15. Nope, it must be 16. Good number of students, though. You're really, I'm seeing this now, you're investing a lot of potential in anyone who you bother to train. You've got all the opportunity cost of, God, it's cold, of their time spent not working, and you've got to assume it's going to stick around long enough to pay off. But they're going to stick around long enough to pay off. Maybe I'm over-eager in teaching these guys. Maybe they're not really kind of ready. Okay, cool. Early spring. We have a ton of food. But I would like to get the farm started. Some people have been a fisherman their whole life, and I've just told them to become farmers. How long are you in training for? Like, I get that it's important to educate people, but this person's been in school for 6 years. No one else has ever been in school before. Graduate them already. Silver firewood is low in early spring. Bit worrying. Let's keep the gatherers and woodcutters up. This is looking more like it now. This is a good circle farmed wood. I'm glad the hunters are hunting a little bit beyond their realm. People are becoming students. This person's still 16. People are still having children. It's time for more houses. Can I draw this like it has to be contiguous. Okay. Hannah is an adult. Hannah's actually a builder. Let's clear some trees from here. Just about have enough stone in reserve. Anna became the teacher. Kind of makes sense. I think she'll probably be good at it. Okay, Leanne will still soon graduate. It's midsummer. These trees are getting removed. And I don't think we can make this this in time actually, so let's go down in the number of. Cool, Leanne's an adult, she's working as a labourer. Let's get one of you working as a builder. Get these houses built. It's early autumn, we have a lot of food. So your winter jobs can be oops, I'm still alive. If Lee is an adult working as a labourer, I would actually like you to work as a... You're working as a blacksmith. It's about time. Okay. Oh, I don't even need to do this now. All the farmers I can retrieve. 3 of them as gatherers. 4 of them as fishermen. 1 of them as hunters, and I'm out of adults. Let's have you working as a tailor instead. Oh, woodcutter is at capacity, which means I can get the woodcutter back and get them working as a fisherman. It probably isn't the best idea to do this in the middle of winter, but actually I want some stone. Some resources generally. So let's mark those for removal. I guess I just don't understand why I seem to be producing so few logs. I did make a lot of firewood. I don't know how many logs go into one piece of firewood. You working as a labourer for the moment seems great. Let's harvest these trees. Are there trees here? Oh, tiny little things. There isn't any leather available. Oh, guess we don't need to be working here. Okay, it's early spring, so let's get some people back on farming. Got lots of food, got kind of a bit of everything. Lots of students. There are probably houses for everyone. Bit low on citizens to work stuff, as always. Let's get that herbalist. Where did I put that? Here. That's going to be whole construction. Okay. Might be time for a graveyard. Can I do a long graveyard? No. Long cemetery? How big is that market going to be? I'm going to put there. So we can have the graveyard the other side of that path. Cemeteries are big. Let's get a woodcutter back going. Maybe overkill on the food now. Simmer, adult working as labourer, seems legit. Herbalist all the way out here, kind of legit. Children are getting born, which again, really hitting up against the housing problem. At some point I actually need more stone, so go and collect that stone. Yes, we know the reserve of stone is low. You've told us that. But hey, graveyard's getting built. So old people can die happy. Nine graves, that's a space for. Let's hope we don't have another mass death. Okay, I think I'm on 10 times, so let's slow it down and have a think about what we need to do. We're in late summer. We've got lots of students. We've only got a few children, which is kind of good, because that means most of the population is working. And some space for people to live. Herbalist's place is being built. I think we still have enough clothing, getting to enough tools. Now that these guys have planted the hell out of the edge of town, will they start cutting some significant amounts of logs? Really, you're supposed to cut them. I am actually going to look this up. Banished. Forester Lodge tips. Are banished. Okay, so hunters bring back less food compared to gatherers. So I should probably be prioritising... Well, I don't need it now. Herbalists. Let's get some herbalists. Ooh. Their place is lovely. Hope they don't mind being all that way out. I quite like it. People are becoming adults. Always leave some labourers. We're not doing any building, and we probably won't. So let's get a tailor going again. Which means turning on the tailory. Woodcutter is full. Ugh. please stop taking the one person who's actually doing any work away from that. I'm going to keep clearing resources in kind of this range. Kind of would like another one of you. Right, I really feel like I turn this around, and I think that might be a good place to stop. Are you harvesting this? Apparently I don't need a market yet. Reddit says wait until you've got 40 population. I think I might build some more houses out here. Just so I have the space. This seems like a pretty neat setup. Tons of food, tons of firewood. Tools and clothes enough. A bit low on stone. Could build a quarry. Got other places to get it though. I'm gonna build, because you know, got to at some point, a trading post. Whoa! Trading posts are big. I might actually not want to build this, but let's do so anyway. What could go wrong? It could cost an incredible amount of resources and be a bad idea. Okay, with that bad idea, let's stop. Once I reclaim my farmers and get them working on things. A ton of labourers, which means I can do a ton of resource clearing. These deers give no qualms about just wading through water. Okay. Fine, save there. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time.